Alright, here we are with Miss Shana Marchand. She's going to give us an interview today about her job and about her experience of how she came to this place right now. Well, we really appreciate the fact how she spent her time with us for this interview. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Alright, let's start the interview.
And what is your job?
I'm the director of the Department of Languages and Literature, and I also give classes.
English classes?
I give English classes, literature classes, and French classes.
And why was easy to choose your career?
Well, my career was not easy to choose. I'm from Canada, and we have more time to experiment what type of career we would like to do. So I went through 3 careers. I first studied human sciences, and I liked it, but I felt like something was missing. And while I was studying sciences, I really liked sociology and geography. So I concentrated in geography and then moved to tourism and event coordinating. And from that came the teaching part, because when you coordinate an event, you need to teach other people how to do things. And so when I got that feeling that I was good at teaching and I liked teaching and I felt like I made a difference, I decided to take a certificate in teaching skills.
And why teaching?
Because I say teaching is a little bit like being a doctor or being like a police officer or being like a fireman, because it's my way to change the world. I cannot save someone's life literally by taking out a fire, but in a class of 42, if I can touch 3 students and have them remember me when they are really old and I made a difference in their life, well, it's my way of making life a little bit better.
And what are the pros and cons about your career?
Of my studies or my career?
About being a teacher or your studies.
The pros and cons of being a teacher. Well, obviously the pros is that you get to spend a lot of time with the student and see them transform. And especially as an English student, you most of the time follow your students from when they first get into the prepa, and then you get to see them evolve throughout the years in school. So that's the pro of my career. And the con is because English is a second language here. Well, it's harder because sometimes people are closed-minded and they just want to speak one language, and you have to find an interesting way to open their mind to English and open their mind to learning grammar and learning things that are not always interesting. But English is a nice way to do it because there's a lot of activities and a lot of active things you can do with the students.
And you say you're from Canada, right?
I sure am.
And why did you decide to come to Mexico?
Because I was working with my program, with my studies of tourism. I went to work to Disney World for a year, and I met my husband. My husband's from Tampico, so he snatched me away, and I got here, and I first started a small school here, a math school, and then with time, I knew that teaching English and teaching languages was more my thing than teaching math, and so I got into teaching languages.
Have you taught in another place besides Mexico?
Yes, I taught in Costa Rica. And I spent more or less a year in Africa teaching French and English in West Africa.
And what can you recommend others that want to study languages or being a teacher?
Travel. Language is the most important, the most important part of what culture is. So if you get the chance to travel and to meet people, that's how you get a passion of your language. And that's why you want to learn a language, is because you're interested in a certain culture. If not, you wouldn't learn the language because you wouldn't have any interests. So get in contact with that culture in general. And the best part of being a language teacher is that you get to travel all around the world and teach all around the world and touch people from everywhere.
That's great. Thank you a lot, Miss Shana, and we're pleased to interview you.
Thank you. My pleasure.